Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about dimensions of curriculum design, and this includes six elements, which is scope, sequence, continuity, integration, articulation, and balance. And now, let's talk about scope. Okay, scope is all the content, topics, learning experiences, and organizing threads comprising the educational plan. And that is according to Tyler and Ornstein 2004. Now, it does not only refer to the cognitive content but also affective and psychomotor. That is broad, limited, simple, and in general are the words used to describe the scope. Then, decision making of the teacher is also needed. Now, in simple word, scope is the coverage of the curriculum. Okay, scope refers to the coverage of the curriculum, all the knowledge, skills, attitude, and experiences included. It is not only focused on what students need to know, but also how they feel and behave. Because knowledge is vast, scope sets boundaries so that curriculum fits learners' level, maturity, available time, and complexity of the subject. Now, say for example, if you're an English teacher and you are teaching grammar. Now, the grammar there is the general term of its elements, which is the noun clauses, prepositional clauses, verbs, nouns, and adverbs, and etc. Now, you are not allowed to exclude or include other subjects. You are not allowed to include math, science, because grammar is only your coverage, and that is your scope. Gets? Okay, so scope is important because it helps teachers decide what to teach and what to include. But other consideration and determination of the scope should include time, diversity and maturity of the learner, complexity of content, and level of education. Simply said, its scope refers to the coverage of the curriculum. Teacher also decide how to divide the scope into units or chapters and how to organize them, either deductive or inductive. Deductive means the whole to parts, and inductive means parts to whole. Okay, so scope of the curriculum can be divided into chunks. These include units, subunits, chapters, and subchapters. A unit is the largest chunk or division of the curriculum. It groups together related lessons, themes, or topics that aims to achieve a common learning objectives. Subunit is a smaller section within unit. It breaks down the broader theme into more specific and manageable parts. Then a chapter is a detailed content division, usually organized around a single topic, concept, or lesson sequence. It presents the learning material in a matured way. Take note and be reminded that each chunk is guided by the general curriculum objectives or goals. Division of the content may use deductive principle. Arrangement of scope is inductive. Content outline of the curriculum may follows some design also. These are thematic, linear, and logical. Okay, in thematic arrangement, curriculum contents is organized around a central theme or ideas that integrates various topics or subjects. This approach connects learning experiences under one unifying concept, making knowledge more meaningful and relevant. Then, a linear arrangement presents content in a step-by-step sequence, moving the simpler to more complex topics in straight, orderly fashion. Each lesson builds on the previous one, ensuring the learners progress systematically. In a logical arrangement, content is sequenced according to the internal structure and logic of the subject matter. Lessons are presented based on cause and effect relationship, classifications, or conceptual hierarchies, ensuring that students understand ideas in their natural order. Okay, sequence. A particular order in which related events, movement, or things follows each other. Vertical relationship among the elements to provide continuous and cumulative learning. Contents and experiences are arranged in hierarchical manner, where the basic can either be logic of the subject matter or on the developmental pattern of growth of the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains. Okay, so sequence is about the order of arranging content and learning experiences to ensure continuous and cumulative learning. So, It considers how learners develop in cognitive thinking, affective values, and psychomotor skills domains. So the idea is that knowledge builds on previous knowledge. Okay, having a prior knowledge or prior idea is an important thing in sequencing because it plays a vital role of it. And it can make easily for you to arrange a particular thing if you have a prior idea of that thing. And you cannot arrange something which you are not familiar. For example, in a puzzle, if you are not familiar in a picture, of course you cannot arrange it in a sequential manner. Okay, so sequence really matters because a disorganized curriculum can confuse learners. For example, in language learning, teaching easy writing before teaching sentence would frustrate students. By sequencing properly, students learn step by step and avoid gaps. It also motivates learners since they see progress from simple to advanced. Okay, so let's proceed to 4 principles for sequence. First is simple to complex learning. Content and experiences are organized from simple to complex, from concrete to abstract and easy to difficult. Second is prerequisite learning. There are fundamental things to be learned ahead. And third, whole to part learning. Overview before the specific content or topics related to Gestalt principle. And last is chronological learning. The order of events is made as basis of the sequencing the content and experiences. Let's proceed to 4 major principles for organizing content in units, according to Posner and Rodnitsky 1994. First is world-related sequence. Second is concept-related sequence. Third is inquiry-related sequence. And last is learning-related sequence. In world-related sequence, it does include 3 parts. These are space, time, and physical attribute. Space is a spatial relations will be the basis for the sequence. And it arranged from nearest to farthest, from bottom to top, or to root from fruit. And then next is time, from the earliest to the most recent. So it follows chronological order, from earliest to most recent. Then the last is physical attributes, the physical characteristics of the phenomena such as age, shape, size, and brightness, and other. Physical attributes is kanang arranged based on characteristics like size, age, or distance. For example, in smaller planets before the larger ones. In addition, world-related sequence help learners make sense of the natural and social world. It organizes content logically and meaningfully. For instance, in geography, starting from one's town, then the region, next up the nation, and the world helps learners understand relationships step by steps. This principle ensures the content feels connected to the real-life experiences rather than being random. In summary, scope tells us what to include in the curriculum, while sequence tells us when and how to arrange it. Both ensures that the curriculum is organized, appropriate, and meaningful. Okay, now let's proceed to concept-related sequence. It is how ideas are related together in a logical manner, and it does include 2 parts. First is class relations and propositional relations. In class relations, group or a set of things that share common practices, while in propositional relations, a statement that asserts something. In addition, concept-related sequence, so this is about how ideas are connected in a logical way, like pieces of a puzzles that fits together. Then, a class relations is, for example, it's like putting things into a box because they belong together. If things share the same feature, they go in the same group. Another example is think of a fruit. Like apples, bananas, and oranges are all fruits, even though they look different, but they belong to one big group called fruits. Okay, so prepositional relations. So this is where we make a clear statement. The connections ideas and tells us something true. For example, a dog are animals. Max is a dog. So we can say that Max is an animal. Each statement is like a step, and together they make sense. So in short, class relations putting things in the same group because they share something, and prepositional relations using sentences that tells us something true and connects ideas together. And that ends my report. Thank you for listening, everyone.